Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Jason Sarney here with PhinManiacs.com, and this is your All-22 film breakdown with our resident quarterback, Jay Fiedler. How are you, Jay?
I'm good. It's a good week. We're 8-4, coming off another nice win, and we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming up, 10-1 on top of the AFC. This is going to be a big bellwether game coming up this week.
Probably one of the biggest December games in recent memory for the Miami Dolphins. And last Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals, it was an interesting first half, but the second half happened to have been a statement by Tua Tagovailoa. You're going to take us through that opening third quarter drive and basically tell us why that statement was made.
Yeah, certainly. I think the offense as a whole in the first half, had their issues. They weren't sustaining drives. They missed some opportunities for some big plays. They didn't convert, down in the red zone when they had the opportunities as well. And they came out with only a couple field goals. So, coming out in the second half, it was time to get that offense revving and make a statement. And Tua and the Dolphins offense delivered. And we're going to go through, that first drive. Starting, they got the ball on their own 25, 1st and 10. Okay, and here we go. All right, and a little bit of a bunch set that came across. Okay, this is the action that they showed a lot, and this is something that we talked about on Monday. Okay, that the Bengals were showing, especially in the first half, that they were giving up the flats. They were giving up the flats. So what does Chan do? First play coming out of the second half, make an easy play, get your guy in rhythm, get the offense rolling, a little play action to hold the linebackers in, and let Smythe come out into the flat, wide open. Okay, good play design. All right, ball just goes right out, quick release. Okay, you get rolling on a 1st and 10 opportunity, 6 yards, 5 yards. And go down. They had the penalty on the next play, okay, and then we come back, another play action, and this is again getting Tua into his comfort zone. He's done a lot of that RPO game in college. It's something that he's comfortable with. It's something that he's had a lot of success, so far in his first 4 or 5 games with the Dolphins. Running that RPO, coming off the handoff, making a quick move, quick decision, and getting the ball out of his hands to the right guy. And this play actually set up really, really well based on what the Bengals did. And you'll see, I'm just going to show you here that the Bengals actually brought a little bit of a zone blitz coverage here, and the Dolphins dialed up the right play, okay, for this zone blitz. Okay, let me just go forward a little bit. Motion Gesicki across. They get him on the side that they want. Okay, and right here you can see this blitzer coming in off the side. And let me just show you what they end up doing here. Okay, and this is a zone blitz where they cloud over to the strong side, okay, and then run this corner, okay, back to a deep half. Okay, so they're really rolling the whole secondary over strong. All right, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a blitz over here on this side. Okay, just like that first play, okay, where the Dolphins and a quick handoff and threw it into the flat. They're trying to get you to throw this flat. Okay, because normally a lot of times, against the blitz coverage, a quarterback will try and, throw a hot route right into the flat, get it out of his hands quick. Okay, so this is a zone defense type play, which looks to take that play away. Okay, so they keep this guy up in the flat area. They're going to roll this guy all the way over the top in the cover 2. They're going to roll this corner back in a half field over here. Okay, you'll see the zone blitz, okay, where they're going to drop this end off the line back, and he's got the flat. Okay, and then these guys are just going to roll over as underneath coverage, to create a 2 shell where you got a half field player here, okay, a half field player here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underneath coverage guys. Now, one of the things that they're vulnerable on, okay, on this play, and Tua was able to see it, and it was a great play design, is this seam route coming right through the middle, because he got this safety instead of hanging where he's showing you a pre-snap that he's in middle of the field in a cover 3 type defense where you don't want to run a post right into. Okay, once he goes over the top, it opens up this lane with the play action. It holds these defenders in a little bit, and you'll see a nice throwing lane over to Gesicki that Tua fits the ball into. Coming off, hits the zone right there, right through the lane. Good anticipation, finding him in the zone. Okay, I'd love to see this throw up on his face mask rather than down at his waist, so Gesicki could actually run with it afterwards. He's got to get down to his waist. He comes down. Okay, again, nitpicky, but great play call, but great decision, getting the ball and anticipating the window by Tua, and another nice positive gain for a first down.
What I love on that throwing play to Gesicki is that, and you, about 3 shows ago, you wanted him to be having that more command. You saw Tua motion to Gesicki, move on over, and that was clearly the design to get him on that perfect throw. It was a great reach. That's an A++ for Tua and Gesicki, and that's when I thought that, all right, now we're cooking here.
Yeah, and again, good play call, by Chan. It was, it was the right play for the right defense at the time. But it also takes, takes the quarterback to recognize that, see it, and anticipate the windows and get it into Gesicki's hands, with that at the right time. Because if they show a different defense, he's got to come off and make a different read on that and go to one of the other receivers. So, good all across the board from play call all the way through to execution on that. Okay, here we go. We actually touched base on this one in the on the Monday breakdown as well. Okay, this is the play we talked about. They were giving up the flats. Now Tua looks in the flat and holds that defender, okay, in the flat so he could get that second level throw. Okay, if we go back over here, okay, you'll see it again. You got a guy running into the flat, Parker, and hits the second level, and this guy is in nowhere land. Okay, Tua sees it, and once he squares up, okay, and he doesn't drop off, he hangs in the flat, which up until this point, early in the game he was dropping, he was giving up this play, okay, this throw into the flat, okay, but late in the second quarter, and then you saw it coming out that first play, running into the flat. Okay, they started hitting the players in the flat. Now, once Tua gets his eyes over there and holds this defender in the flat, he's able to get to that second level, okay, and start getting those big chunk plays, 14-yard gain to really, start moving the ball down the field and get the offense rolling.
Yeah, I like where if you kind of draw that line from his eyes, you initially think it might be going to Gesicki in the flat, but he just that nanosecond where he just kind of turns back to Parker is just fantastic. Yeah,
you can see it here. If you watch Tua's eyes and his body language, he's looking into the flat right now, holds that guy there, and then once he sets on his back feet, his eyes go up to the next level, okay, and finds that window to drive the ball into Parker.
To me, that's more encouraging than any physical play, is the headiness and just the mechanics of that whole aspect of that play.
Yeah, and that's something Tua does very well in terms of looking off defenders. Okay, sometimes I've actually, watching the film, I think sometimes he does it a little too much where he doesn't get his eyes on his receiver. And we talked about that with some of the fade routes and some of the adjustments that he has to make on throws, whether he's throwing back shoulder over and out in front of the receiver or not. Okay, sometimes when you get your eyes over there a little, too late, you're not really seeing the body language with your receivers. Okay, so there's advantages to it in terms of holding the, a player away from the ball, out of it, especially a free safety if you're trying to, keep him from coming over the top and making a play. Okay, but there are some times where you come, get your eyes over to the receiver a little bit quicker. You can still hold the zone defender and move him with your eyes. Okay, but you don't have to, wait to get your head around at the very last minute and try and make an adjusted throw, as you're resetting. I think sometimes, what I've seen is Tua tries a little too hard sometimes at holding a defender and doesn't see the adjustments, especially in man-to-man coverage sometimes. And we've seen that. We touched on that on Monday, okay, especially on those fade routes versus press. You got to really see the leverage that the defender has in order to, make the right throw, whether it's over the top of the offensive player's shoulder, or if it's a back shoulder, or if it's a high throw, jump ball situation. Okay, so those are the things that you got to see the leverage of the defender and understand, where you need to get that ball.
All things that come in familiarity, repetition.
Absolutely, and he's going to continue to work with these guys and see it, each week on film, and talk with them through the film study. Okay, and then getting out on the field and working with it, getting those reps out on the field, each week, and getting better each week. And those are the plays, we're going to touch base on that a little bit, coming up. But those are the plays that have to be made when you start playing against the really good teams in the league. You got to make those opportunities when they come to you. This is a drive right here where they were able to do it, but you want to see that a little bit more consistently throughout the course of the game. Okay, here's here's the big play right here. Tua at his best. Okay, it's an empty coverage. Cincinnati ends up playing man-to-man defense on it. Okay, Tua looks his first read. He didn't like it, wasn't there. He's able to get out of the pocket, okay, and escape to his comfort zone, running out and escaping to his left. Okay, then he's looking for Gesicki here on a quick throw. He gets out to his left, and this is just schoolyard ball right here. Great job by Gaskins finding him. Seeing that Tua gets out of the pocket and just running to open space. Okay, so he was on a slant right here, and this is just scramble drill right now. When you see a guy coming to you, find the open space out towards the sideline, start running to it. Okay, and Tua does a nice job delivering the ball over the top, running out to his left, hitting Gaskin. Huge play, and this is the big explosive chunk plays on an improvisation breakdown in the offense. Not a design play, okay, but these are the plays right here, okay, that make a difference in a ball game. When your guy can get out, improvise, make a big play when there was nothing there, okay, those are the difference makers, in big games.
Pretty play. Credit to Gaskin, who, even missing 3 games, 3rd leading receiver on this Dolphins team.
Is he really? No kidding.
You got it.
Yep. Okay, this is one again. Okay, you can see Tua kind of, still holding this safety in here. This safety has no chance to get out to make this play. Okay, he can get his eyes to him right away. Okay, he knows he's going to Parker. He knows, there's no way on a fade route that anyone in here, okay, can disrupt this throw. It's a matter of what's this guy doing in defense? How's his leverage? Where could I put the ball to give Parker the best opportunity to make this play? They've gotten down to the red zone. I think every game they dial this up, the little fade route. I think defenders are starting to recognize it and see it. I think at some point they're going to have to come back with, a little counter move, whether it's a design fade stop route where he just stops and they hit him on the on the back shoulder low and away, or whether he comes back with the slant underneath the defender. Okay, but again, they went to this a few times last week and just weren't able to hit these throws as successfully as they had in the past.
Gotten so many opportunities, Parker, for that exact play. He's had near touchdowns, but when that clicks, it's going to be pretty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, here, this is basically Gesicki on a little inside fade route over here, okay? And Tua does a nice job of just getting the ball up and letting him make a play, okay? Doesn't look to overthrow him. Again, this is one of those, plays here where the defender gets stuck in nowhere land. Okay, Gesicki makes a really nice move, all right, inside jab move, gets this guy off his platform, and once he slips him to the outside, okay, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, you get this defender in recovery mode where he's got to just turn and run to cover your guy, and he can't make a play. Once his back is to the quarterback, okay, just throw it up, make sure your guy has a chance to make this play. Okay, he just puts a little bit of air on it. Nice job by Tua, soft throw. Okay, he doesn't try and be perfect with it, fitting it over the top, to the back of the end zone. Once he makes this move here and Tua is able to see it, okay, all you got to do is just throw it up high and let the big volleyball player go up and make the catch.
I'm really glad you said volleyball because I'm sure everybody was expecting basketball, and all Gesicki was a New Jersey tri-sport all-state champion. And listen, folks, go to watch some highlights. This guy's a baller.
Yes, he is.
And one more thing on Gesicki, Jay, and I've said this before, I'll say it over and over again on work ethic. I love work ethic on players, and he was putting in training camp work, like hour 3, 95-degree weather, just sweltering heat. He wasn't done. He was working on that route with Ryan Fitzpatrick last year before Tua was around, and they're probably doing the same exact thing after practice.
Oh, I'm sure they are. No doubt about it. And that's what's necessary. That's what needs to get done, and that's why that's what translates into a 9-catch game. Huge game for you. When the opportunities are there, you got to make the plays. And Gesicki made some big ones this past game. Not only on this drive with the touchdown and the seam route we talked about early on, but I think it was the next drive or the drive after where he had the big one-handed catch across the middle. Another huge play. Finding him through that cover 2 defense in the middle seam. And just making a great play out of it.
Who's having more fun than Mike Gesicki?
Right now, he's having as much fun as anyone out there, and deservedly so.
100%.
Okay, so again, great drive coming out of the second half, putting the touchdown up on the board, getting the lead. Okay, and creating that momentum. They ended up scoring on their first 3 drives coming out of the second half. But plays that were made in this one. From Tua looking a guy into the taking the quick flat throw early on, taking the easy throw, taking what the defense gives you, and then able to start manipulating them with your eyes, forcing them to cover the flat, hitting that second level throw, making a big improvisational play, getting out of the pocket, finding Gaskin on the over the top little lob throw, and then finishing it off with a touchdown here to Gesicki. Those are all things that Tua can do. Okay, just if we see a little bit more consistency with that throughout the course of a full game, this team is going to be really tough to beat.
I agree. And as you say that, they really have to be that exact description going on into Kansas City, because you don't want to say that they need to have a flawless game because it's rare that teams play flawless football. But offensively, they need to keep up with this Chiefs team. We spoke about before, getting on air that, if we keep that Chiefs team in the 20s with this defense, then really it becomes a very, very doable thing. And I'm glad you're queuing up, what the Raiders were doing against the Chiefs, because that's kind of the model. And these are two teams the Dolphins are going to see in this month.
Well, somewhat. Look, the Chiefs have been in some tough games in the last 3 or 4 weeks. The teams that they've beaten, they've only won by one score. Every team that's played them in this past month has had a chance to beat them. But again, a Super Bowl championship level team with an MVP at quarterback and playmakers all across the board, they're a tough beat. So you got to be perfect. You got to be on your game. You got to make big plays when they're there. And obviously you're going to have to get some help from the defense, keeping the Chiefs somewhere in the 20s. On offense, if they get up into the 30 range, they're going to be really tough to beat, unless defense and special teams can come through with big plays, scoring plays, and whatnot. But what I want to just go over here is the Raiders are the only team that so far this season to beat the Chiefs. Okay, and they did it. I think it was week 5 or so, week 5. And they were able to put 40 points up against them, and they did it by making big plays across the board. So the Chiefs as a defense, they like to get aggressive. They have an offense that can put points on the board, which allows them on the defensive side to play aggressively. So you're going to see a lot more man-to-man coverage, like the Dolphins have seen, quite consistently, from defenses so far. The Chiefs will dial up some blitzes, come after them at times. And when they do that, you got to make them pay. Okay, so we're going to go through just a few plays here that the Raiders had just in the first half against the Chiefs, and they were able to make some big plays on them. Okay, and here's one. All right, hit Henry Ruggs. Okay, goes down the field, and what an unbelievable catch. And these are the plays, sometimes, you got to go route. You're throwing the ball up and you're letting your guys, you're expecting your guys to make a play. And look at what he does over the top of the Kansas City defender, making a play. This is something you want to see from Parker. You want to see from Gesicki down the field, and you want to see possibly, Grant or Bowden, on a go route, being able to make a play like this. Okay, that's just tremendous, individual playmaking ability that the Raiders were able to do. We'll move forward into the second quarter here. Okay, and here we have Carr with a deep pass to Aguilar. Okay, you can see right here they're already down 14-3 in the second quarter. So the Chiefs are, their explosive offense can make plays. Okay, Carr sees something. He sees a blitz. He sees everyone stacked up on the line of scrimmage over here. He's expecting some pressure. Adjusts, makes a little audible, and finds Aguilar down across the middle of the field. Okay, huge play right there. These are the plays that you need to make in order to stay with this Chiefs team and in order to beat them. Okay, great pickup. Gets a lot of time in the pocket to find Aguilar. A little post route across the safety's face. Another huge play, 59-yard touchdown. Okay, we're going to move forward a few more plays here. Okay. All right. And this is just, in the run game. Okay. And, again, last week, I think, one of the things that I was excited about in the Dolphins offense was, we talked about it on Monday, was seeing that jet sweep to Grant, utilizing him, more in the run game. And I call it a run, even though it's labeled as a pass, I call it a run. That's really, part of your run game right there.
Quarterback's best friend.
But it goes in the stat sheet as two receptions for 44 or 42 yards, and goes for 2 completions for 42 yards. All right, pack the stats, but those are plays that the Dolphins need to continue to get, and they need to get more of this week, against the Chiefs. And here we go, again, all right, simple run play by the Raiders. Looks like Carr may have audibled or killed to this play, seeing that he got a good matchup with the blocking scheme. You make a break, you get one, make one defender miss, and now you're down the field on a 43-yard run. Okay, again, they like to run a little power game into the bubble. You make the one guy miss, and it goes from a 10, 12-yard run into a 40-yard run just like that, by one guy making a big play. Okay, and those are the plays that spark a team. Those are the plays that that you need in order to beat the best teams in the league. Okay, and we're just going to go to one more play down here. Okay, here we are with down 21-17. Points are being scored across the board. It's the AFC West. They're like the they're like the WAC conference out there.
Yep.
Putting points up on the board all over the place, but here we are. Okay, again, man coverage, no free safety in the middle of the field, and you got your speedster Ruggs, going over the top. Again, good protection up front. They pick up the blitz coming in right here. Good job. Give Carr time to just get that ball up over the top and make a huge play down the field. Now that's 4 plays I just showed you. Okay, that all came in the first half against Kansas City Chiefs. You'd think if you make plays like that across the board, you'd be up, a good amount. What do you think the score was at halftime there, Jason?
It was like tied, wasn't it?
It was 24-24.
Oh my God! So, what do you have to do?
That's my point. If they don't make these plays, they're never in this game. And you can't you can't give the Chiefs a chance to get a lead and start getting ultra aggressive with both their defense and their offense, because they're a team that doesn't get conservative with the lead. They get a lead, they're gonna try and pour it on. They're gonna continue to try and make big plays with their guys Hill, Watkins, and Kelsey all across the field.
If I'm kind of comparing Dolphin personnel to the big play guys that you just showed us, I mean, there's a trio that's very similar to the Raiders trio. If you look at Ruggs, compare him to Grant. If you look at Aguilar, I mean, you can call Devontae Parker a better option than Aguilar. And I think Darren Waller and Mike Gesicki kind of measure out very similarly. So The personnel's there. It's got to be in the execution, and you got to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field.
Oh, I agree. But here, I'm just going to go back, and go through this past game. And, the Dolphins made a lot of, nice plays, which we talked about. We showed early on, with that first drive of the second half. But they also had missed opportunities, okay? And I'm going to show you a few of the missed opportunities that were out there that, again, if they could find these and get to them, these are the plays that are going to make the difference in being able to beat the Chiefs this coming week. Okay, so we're going to go back, and this play is going to look a little bit familiar, from what we looked at a few weeks ago. Similar type play, okay, where you had a bunch over here on the right side. Okay, man-to-man coverage across the board. Okay, and now again we talked about it. Tua has become very comfortable in man-to-man coverage, press coverage, trying to throw this fade route. Whether it's Gesicki or Parker out here, whenever they're matched up one-on-one, he's looking to make this fade throw. Okay, and you're going to see the fade. Again, he's going to look away. He's going to come back late and just miss it high, high and away over here to Gesicki. But I'm going to go back here again, okay, and against press coverage over here, okay, against this, against this bunch set, okay, sometimes you got to just, give your guys a chance to get a good release and see that. You know, you could always come back here late, okay, if you don't see it. But I think Tua is predetermining sometimes when he has this one-on-one situation. He's just looking away with his eyes to hold the safety and coming back without really reading the release over here. Okay, so if you watch Grant, okay, and watch his release right now, okay, and we saw this, okay, I'm going to go back to it, okay, we saw this a few weeks ago against the Broncos, same type situation, okay, where you had free runner, okay, against a bunch set. It's a different route combination, but you had a free guy in Parker, okay, going over the top over here again. Okay, so going back to last week, okay, you had that opportunity. All right, one more time. All right, Grant right here with 2 steps running a flag route, okay, with the safety, in no position to really make a play if you throw this guy out to the sideline. Okay.
Oh.
And if you look at it right there, okay, obviously this safety is already moving with the throw, okay, but even if he's coming in over the top, even if he gets, outside the hash here, at the release point, there's still no way with a good throw that he's going to make a play all the way out here on an outside shoulder throw, the flag route over here. So, when you get that man-to-man look and no help over the top, okay, sometimes you got to make this, you got to give these guys a chance, okay, and see their release coming out off of the mesh, okay, and maybe hold on that, a little bit longer, okay, knowing that you could always just come back real quick, okay, and make this throw. But like I said, I think Tua was, predetermining that pre-snap. He had press out here. He was going to him, no matter what.
That is miles and miles of separation for a guy like Grant.
Yeah, and look, and Grant's got to, he's also got to prove, to Tua and the offense that he can make those catches, when the opportunities are there. Okay, because if we move forward here, okay, into the second quarter, all right, we touched on it a little bit, but again, these are the plays right here that need to be made. Okay, if you're gonna go out and beat a solid Chiefs team. So the Raiders do it when they were able to win. Okay, and here we are. Okay, now you got to cover 3, and the safety bites on that in route. Leaving Grant the speedster over the top. Tua puts a good ball on him, gets it in his hands. Okay, and once again, this is a play that needs to be made.
Put it right in his breadbasket. He really needed to reel that in. Forget if it had to be a touchdown, but he needed to get that reception and just at least get tackled.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if he catches and tumbles or falls down or gets, caught slowing down for the ball, which he really didn't have to do. He could have run through that and make one quick move on the defender, and avoid him. And that's a 91-yard touchdown right there. Okay, that changes the course of a game, whether it's this game or going forward. Anytime you can make a play like that, it's a huge impact on a game.
And, of course, no knock on Jakeem. Great player, great multi-phase player. Now, against the Kansas City Chiefs, did a little research. He last played his only game against the Chiefs back in 2017. 4 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. So, couple of big plays. Obviously, do the math. That's over 25 yards per catch there. So Jakeem's going to look at this, I'm sure, and he's a guy that gets right after a week of maybe a miss.
And look, and again, I think, the offense and Chan also has to do a good job of getting the ball in his hands in an opportunity that he's most comfortable with too. Obviously he's got to go out and expand his game a little bit and make those downfield plays, those over the shoulder throw, over shoulder catches, and catches in traffic. Okay, but they also, have to continue to come back to him, whether it's on the jet sweep, whether it's on a quick screen out to him, where you just get the ball in his hands and let him become, basically a return man. And he's the number one punt returner in the league right now. So give the ball in a situation where he's got open field to run with, a few blockers out in front of him, and you're going to see that he can make those plays and turn a short quick screen or a little jet sweep into a couple 20-yard chunk plays, which he was able to do this past week. And he's got to continue doing that, and I'd love to see him just expand his game more so in the downfield passing game, being able to once again use his speed as a route runner to open up big play opportunities.
That's exactly right. And the playmakers have to step up. And you mentioned, you got to keep up with the Chiefs, but at the hopefulness that the offense could just at least keep them off the field. That's keeping up with them, is at least winning the battle at the time of possession. But
yeah, and again, and that's the other thing. Just going back to the Raider game, they made those big plays in the first half to keep it close. But if you look at the second half, they had a 9-play drive. And I'm sorry, a 9-minute drive, in the third quarter that extended into the fourth quarter. They had another 5. They were able to do things, offensively, both from making big plays, but also, keeping the offense out on the field, keeping, Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines for a good time in the second half. And then the defense also made a big play. They had a big interception, against Mahomes that converted into a touchdown. Okay, that was really the difference maker in the game. I think they won 40-32, and that defensive score was, the 8-point difference, in the final score.
Well, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, if there's a W, that's really all that matters. And a cool thing, Jay, if they do end up getting a W against the Chiefs, they could look back at this season, no matter what happens, and say that they beat the 2019 Super Bowl champions and the team that they defeated in the building that the Super Bowl was held.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm sure they just want to go out and keep winning. Okay, win one this week or 1-0 this week, and continue on. And I know, Coach Flo doesn't like to talk about playoffs, and I think that's been mentioned more than a few times by a lot of guys throughout the organization. But as fans, you love to see them in a position right now at 8-4, and in a great position to continue. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt right now. They are, in a position right now. If the season ended, they'd be in, and continue taking it week to week and win a few more games, and they'll be in a great position going forward. And like you said, once the playoff season starts, it's anyone's game, and they don't want to be known as the team that beat the ultimate champions. They want to be the champions, and that's the goal. For any team right now that that has a shot.
100%. And of course, these breakdowns are highlights of my week. I really appreciate it, Jay. And I know you're busy out there in Long Island. You're doing some primetime sports training with your academy. Is there anything you want to let everyone know what you're doing out there right now?
Yeah, we started up our winter clinic sessions. Up here in New York, obviously the winter going on. We got a nice indoor bubble, big spacious facility where we get a lot of the local Long Island athletes from youth players up through middle school and high school coming out, quarterbacks and receivers, doing a great job. We started last week. We're continuing actually tonight into our second session. And, I'm working on teaching this next generation, the ins and outs of fundamentals and throwing the ball effectively and getting the right footwork together in the quarterback position to make these plays that you see Tua make out on the field.
And you know what, Jay? God willing, maybe one day on the Monday Morning Quarterback, we're picking apart some film of one of your students from back in the day.
That would be great. We got a few that have done some great jobs moving on into into the college ranks. I have had some guys that that have come to my camps as high school players that have gone on to the pros. Very proud of that. And then, obviously through the primetime training, platform that I have, working with college guys and pros, as well over the years.
Fantastic. And to all you folks out there who keep on watching our show, we really appreciate it. Give us a subscription over on YouTube. We got a lot of fun stuff heading your way. And of course, the more games this Miami Dolphins team can play, and hopefully the playoffs, the more fun that we are all going to have as a fan base. So thanks again to Jay. Thanks for everyone out there in PhinManiac land. And we'll see you next time on the Midweek 22, All-22, and of course the Monday Morning Quarterback. Take care, everybody.